How many people in your life tell you what you can't do? Let me tell you, sometimes, hands down, those are your greatest asset. But it's a mentality that you have to allow it to be your greatest asset. Allow me to explain myself as I sit down here. I like to go back through life and think where I was and where I could be. And what if I listened to them? What if I did what they told me and listened to what they told me I couldn't do? When I was a young kid, I had a hard time reading. Turns out I was dyslexic. I used to get in trouble in school a lot because kids would make fun of me because the teacher would literally skip over me because I would slow the class down. And she would say that. You know, as an adult now, I'm thinking, how incredible is that? That's not nice. Come on, teacher. That's not nice. But I'm grateful for you because I had to wake up one day and find a way that I could do better. So I read a lot. And I actually took a course on speed reading. And what I learned in that course, and the blessing of going to this course, was how my eyes would jump around. And it was because I had many concussions as a young kid, and knowing what I know now, especially the fact that if I was getting my atlas adjusted, I probably wouldn't have had this problem. So parents, get your kids adjusted young. But I went through hell. I ended up going to a special school that I got kicked out of because I got into a fight with a kid whose father donated a lot of money. The kid needed to get his ass kicked, so I hope I helped him grow up a little bit and he could look back and say thank you. But it wasn't a fun time. It was a lot of stress. And I know it had to be stressful on my parents. But then when I took this course, because I had one teacher, Mrs. Poulos. Man, I'd love to find her. Mrs. Poulos. She brought her husband in one day to talk to me. He was a tall Greek guy. They were into like martial arts. They were really disciplined. And, you know, he just told me I could see what's going on here. Don't give up. Keep going for it. Work hard. Don't let these kids get you. You know, I got into a fight at school and she actually broke it up. She was pretty badass. She was beautiful too. Where are you, Mrs. Poulos? If you're alive today, just thank you. So they turned me on to this course they were doing, and I think it was a summer course that I had to go to at the school, and it was speed reading. And they taught me how to read better and put a piece of paper or my hand under the line I was reading so my eyes didn't jump around. And I read, and I read, and I read. Now you wake up years later, and we're an author. We've written books. I love to read. It's a passion of mine. One of the toughest things I have to decide right now is what to do with the books I read. I don't like to throw books out. It's almost like a trophy case, right? But I like to pull the books off that I read 15 years ago and go through my notes and see where I was in life and why I read that book and what highlights and stars and things that I picked up on. Then I was an average pitcher. My brother was an awesome pitcher. No one really paid much attention to me until I built a mound in my backyard and I started throwing every single day. Then I became a damn good pitcher. And then people noticed me until I tore my rotator cuff. Then I had no clue what I was going to do with my life. I was kind of lost. That was a tough time. And then, long story short, I decided I wanted to be a chiropractor. Really had no idea what a chiropractor was, but it felt right. And I had people very close to me in my life who you think would support you 100% talking me out of it. I had counselors, guidance counselors in college pull out my career development tests and say, you can't do it. This is not you. It's not the right field. You're not smart in science. The dude threw the file in my chest and threw me out of his office. He inspired me to prove him wrong. Now, I failed 2 of the classes the first time around. I had to drop out at midterms because I was doing so bad. And I went out and drank about 20 Guinnesses, and on my 18th Guinness, I realized, when I was learning to throw a baseball, I had to train and practice and work extra hard because I just wasn't as good as I wanted to be. I was good, but I wanted to be great. So if I studied these classes with the diligence that I threw the baseball, what would my result be? So I enrolled in the classes again, and the registrar tried talking me out of it. Why are you doing this? It's a waste of money. You're going to fail again. Well, lo and behold, I passed. And I went to chiropractic school, and that first 3 months in school transformed my life by hearing one man speak and then another man speak. 2 pivotal men in my life, Sidney Williams, Michael Kale, and later on, Dr. James Sigafus, that transformed me and helped me wake up and realize this is why you are here. This is why you went through all this adversity. This is why we helped you get through. The universe helped me get through because there was no other way. I wasn't doing it on my own. I put in the work, but there was divine intervention I feel today. But it was the not quitting. It was the listening to the voice within. It was it just feels right. Why you want to be a chiropractor? I don't know, but it just feels right. Crazy. So when I look back on those adversities, those failures, those naysayers and people that tried to get me not to, I'm grateful for them that they gave me the fire to not listen and listen to my gut and go forward and do it. So that now we wake up, and could we have ever projected what's happening and what could happen and where it's going and what could happen for you? And if you do the same thing and you follow these principles and it feels right, there's no such thing as failure. It's just a stepping stone on how to do it better, how to train better, how to think better, how to change and how to grow. And then get in a state of gratitude and not anger and be grateful for those around you that are telling you no, or the naysayers. You see, they could tell us just get rid of all the negative people in your life. But I like to have some negative people around because it gives me something to prove. It gives me a push. It gives me something to work. It gives me a challenge. When you overcome the adversity and you grow through it, and then it helps you develop the passion to purpose for your life, it makes waking up every single day a hell of a lot better, man. Live with passion, live clear, live free.
Oh